There are words a woman forgets the moment you say them. And then, there are words that stay carved deep inside her memory, bypassing her logic and hitting her nerves. It does not matter how much effort you put in, how much you give, or how well you treat her. If you fail to awaken her desire on a visceral, primal level, you will just become the good man she barely remembers 5 years from now. Because inside a woman's mind, the right nickname is never just a cute game. It is a doorway into her subconscious. It is an emotional stamp that makes her feel claimed without her fully realizing it happened deeper. Today, I am going to reveal the 5 psychological nicknames, the ones that stop her from seeing you as a friend and start making her obsess, respect you, and fear losing you. The last one is so powerful that if you use it before you are truly ready to lead, she will never truly let you go. I am Celia, and this is your house of wisdom. Stay until the end and learn how to speak a language no man before you had the courage to use. Have you ever asked yourself why she barely remembers the guys who were the kindest, most loyal, most available men in her life? Maybe you supported her dreams, defended her name, showed up whenever she needed you, and still, you faded into the background. That is because desire does not live where effort exists. Desire lives where a new identity is created. And a man who does not know how to name things does not truly know how to lead. Right now, we are talking about the nickname that places her inside your world, not the nickname that just inflates her ego. When a woman meets you, she studies you quietly, not by your promises, but by how you label her. If you use the same tired pet names her ex-boyfriends used, common words like babe, honey, baby, or princess, you have already lost. You are not creating anything new in her mind. You are simply standing in recycled emotional space. But when you name her with a word that does not come from softness, but from grounded strength, her subconscious reacts differently. It feels a shift. It senses that you are not here to follow her story. You are here to write your own. If she wants to be part of it, she will have to step into your reality and learn your language. Imagine this moment. She is talking to you about her day, her wins, her frustrations. In the middle of it all, you look at her calmly and say, "Little savage." You do not explain it. You do not apologize for it. You simply say it and continue the conversation as if nothing happened. Inside her mind, the gears start turning. Why did he call me that? What did he see in me? What instinct pushed him to say it? That nickname pulls her out of her own narrative and places her inside yours. It unsettles her in the best possible way. Women do not obsess over what they fully understand. They obsess over what they cannot neatly define. A nickname is a symbolic act of leadership. When you name her, you are saying, "I am bringing you into my world." And if that name does not come from your inner strength and your masculine truth, she will feel it instantly. She will sense the weakness and discard the word. Before you search for the perfect nickname, you must ask yourself, am I naming her from need or from choice? Only the man who chooses can leave a lasting mark. Naming her is the first expression of power. But keeping her in that emotional space requires deeper understanding. This leads us to the second awakening. A woman may admire you with her mind, but she only surrenders with her body when something primal is triggered, something beyond logic. She is looking for the man who activates her instinct to submit sensually, not from fear, but from attraction to an energy she cannot explain, only feel. You need a nickname that does not flatter her ego, but softly dominates her instinct. It touches an ancient part of her psyche where desire blends into surrender. It is not an insult. It is not crude. It is a key that unlocks the part of her that wants to be guided. This response is never created by a man who asks for permission. It is created by a man who radiates direction. In deep psychology, this is known as a calm dominant frame. A man who does not need to raise his voice or push boundaries because his presence already sets the tone. When that man calls her something like "my little wolf" or "my trouble," he plants a message the female mind cannot reject. On one side, it recognizes her uniqueness. On the other, it symbolically claims her. That tension between being seen and being led is what fuels obsession. Stop searching for cute names and start choosing strategic ones. Names that quietly remind her you are not here just to please her. You are here to provoke, to lead, and to ignite. Understand this clearly. A woman does not surrender to the man who only brings flowers. She surrenders to the man who makes her feel delicate without breaking her, and desired without begging. Once you understand that the true power lies in the instinctual, it is time to move deeper, because there is a thin line between what a woman desires and what she fears losing. This is the third point, where everything shifts. The nickname that reminds her she is not special yet, which makes her desperate to become special to you. A woman's mind cannot tolerate feeling completely replaceable. She can accept praise, she can accept dominance. But the moment she senses that you are not clinging to her, something sharp awakens inside her. It is not love yet. It is competition. It is the need to be chosen above others. The right nickname here should sit on the razor's edge. It should feel like a word that could be used on another woman. But when you say it to her, it carries a hidden weight. This ambiguity is dangerous because it does not confirm her place, but it does not remove it either. It keeps her suspended. And in that emotional space, she invests deeper to secure her position. Imagine everything is going well. You are relaxed and confident. You casually call her kid. It is not romantic. It is not overly affectionate. But coming from a man of high value, it carries weight. When she asks why you call her that, you just smile and say nothing. Her mind begins to race. She wants to know exactly what that name means to you. That uncertainty grows into obsession. Psychology calls this emotional dissonance. She likes you, but does not know exactly where she stands. Instead of pulling away, she leans closer to solve the puzzle. If you can hold that balance without explaining yourself, you stop chasing and begin claiming emotional territory. Now pause for a moment. If these concepts are opening truths no one ever explained to you, acknowledge it by liking this video. This knowledge is not for everyone. We now move into the most dangerous territory. The fourth point. This is where many men fail because they lack the required maturity. Here, you are touching her emotional wound. You are stepping into a space where she does not simply desire you, she bonds with you without understanding why. Many men make the mistake of speaking only to a woman's surface self, the confident mask she shows the world. But every woman carries a hidden fracture, a place where she once felt unseen, unchosen, or unsafe. When a man instinctively names that place without exposing it to the world, something profound happens. The forbidden nickname here feels intimate without being soft. It makes her feel seen without feeling judged. It whispers, I know who you really are underneath the performance. When you speak from calm authority and your presence is stable, her nervous system relaxes. She feels held without being trapped. Most men only focus on her smile, her job, or her strength. They never touch what actually moves her from the inside. That secret emotional wound controls her reactions, desires, and fears more than her logic does. The mistake men make is thinking they must avoid emotions to look powerful. They think power means being cold or distant. But real power is depth. It is the ability to see something in her that she has been afraid to look at for years. A nickname that touches that wound can change everything. It could sound like my fearful girl or my hidden one. These words are not loud. They are quiet and direct. When you say it, her usual defenses stop working. Her armor is pierced because she realizes you didn't fall for the character she plays. You saw the truth. In that moment, she feels exposed but safe, seen but not judged. But this demands maturity. If you touch her wound and then disappear, you leave her emotionally exposed. This kind of nickname is not a trick to use casually. It is used only when you are ready to hold emotional space. A man who does this from his center becomes unforgettable. You are no longer trying to impress. You are deciding to leave a real mark on her inner world with vision. When you reach this point, everything changes. And now we reach the fifth point, the most uncomfortable one of all, the nickname that names her not as she is today, but as you desire her to be in your reality. It is no longer just about touching her wound or creating mystery. It is about making one thing very clear. You are not here to date the mask she wears for society. You are here for the woman beneath it. For many men, this is impossible. They have been trained to accept only what is offered to them. When a man calls a woman my queen or my goddess, he thinks he is praising her. But he is actually handing over his frame. He is placing her above him and saying, "You decide who I am to you." From that position, desire slowly dies. You must break that pattern. Without asking for permission, you name her based on your vision. Calling her something like my untamable need or my wild side is not just expressing desire, it is expressing vision. You are saying, I don't care about your corporate persona. I know who you are when the lights are off, and I am naming you from that place. This disarms her. Women spend their lives building strong, responsible identities for the world. But their deepest truth appears when a man does not fall for the character, but connects with the emotional animal underneath. The part that wants to let go of control, but only to someone stable enough to hold it. If you manage to see that part of her and give it a name, you become something she cannot control. And everything a woman cannot control slowly becomes her obsession. Do not make the mistake of trying to adapt to her narrative. Do not forget that beneath the modern exterior, there is a primal nature waiting to be led by a man who isn't afraid to name it. These 5 nicknames are doorways. Use them with awareness. Use them from a place of grounded strength, and you will cease to be the man she forgets. You will become the man she cannot escape.